shocking new Mandela effects. Welcome to the Night Terrors Weekend Show. This is Bill, and we're starting right now. Welcome to Eldergrown and oh no, it's Taco, who almost had a brush with the law. Elder was subscription at Tier 1. Thank you, Elder, who was subscribed for 35 months without a break. Thank you so much, Elder. Wow. Don't forget, this is our new show schedule right over here. Synchro 505 is here. Welcome, Michael. Don't forget, our new schedule is right over here. One show a week. That's tonight's show. Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And, of course, we're still doing the movies on Wednesday nights. In fact, coming up on Wednesday night, October the 30th, which is the night before Halloween. Locally, we call that Cabbage Night. That's on October 30th. Guest hosted by Gotcha Man. Coming up is Capricorn 1, which is a movie about, a conspiracy movie about a fake landing on the moon or on Mars. A fake landing on one of those planets. Really good movie. It's also been shadow banned on the network, which is why you haven't seen it recently on TV. And you're going to want to see it here, hosted by Gotcha Man. Hopefully we'll see another recurrence of his Skeletor character. That was pretty cool. Taco is here. Jock11 has arrived. Taco has Capricorn 1 on DVD. A true fan. Eldergrown, thank you for the copious tip. I really appreciate it, Eldergrown. Wow. You're like supporting the show single-handedly, it seems, most nights. Thank you, Elder. Gotcha Man says you can't get rid of him now. Oh, good. Yeah, I love Skeletor, dude. The second feature, Corner Office, featuring John Hamm of Mad Men, in which John Hamm comes back to the office, but this is an office in an alternate world. So you don't want to miss that second feature either. And don't forget on Rumble, I'm uploading one video every day, Monday through Friday. It drops at 12 noon Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific time. And that's time so people can watch them at work Monday through Friday if they want to. And it's all the old shows in order. And it's still early. We're only in the first couple of weeks of shows. So get in on it while you can, and you'll be able to see all the shows in order from the old show on Rumble. And I think that's all my special notes. Yeah, that's about it. And now on to shocking Mandela effects. Ken Kong says, how do I send that? Well, there's another. Shazbot is here. Welcome, Shazbot. 2112 Reno is here. Welcome, 2112. Also the name of a very good song. Chris C. Tina has arrived on YouTube. Welcome, Chris. Green Tea has arrived. Welcome, Green Tea. T. Ceratop says hello from YT Land. Garbled User says yo, as is his wont. Welcome, Garbled. Okay, let's see. This is a viewer request show. We're going to start out with the thumbnail topic, however, which is Mandela effects, shocking new Mandela effects from 2024. And let's start here at goodhousekeeping.com, of all sites. Garbled User's watching with his significant other. Welcome, Ms. or Mrs. Garbled User. Is an article entitled 54 Mandela Effect Examples That Will Make You Question Everything, dated July of this year. Compiled by Cameron Jenkins and Sarah Vincent, and fact-checked by Claire Ellis. So these must be true. They got fact-checking on the Mandela effects now. Here's one I was looking at earlier. Shaggy's Adam's apple. Now, Shaggy had an Adam's apple, right? On Scooby-Doo. That ugly dude. What even makes him uglier is the fact that he has an Adam's apple. He definitely has an Adam's apple. But the author writes, do you remember Shaggy from Scooby-Doo with a big Adam's apple? Yes, I do. Maybe as he inhales a giant sandwich. So do tons of others, but in reality, it's nowhere to be seen. You gotta be kidding me. Green Tea correctly observes that Casey Kasem was the voice of Shaggy. Let's check out Shaggy's Adam's apple. We have a picture area here somewhere, right? Is that here? Oh, we didn't do a picture area. Let's do a picture area now. We'll duplicate this. Turn this into pictures at Google. Shaggy's Adam's apple and images. Well, here you go. Right? Well, when he's gulping, yeah. Oh, right here. There's one. The Shaggy of an Adam's apple. There's one right there, man. It says here, debunking Mandela effects. Let's take a look at a close-up look at this one. This one's huge, actually. Put an image in new tab. So that's maybe an original cell right there. It doesn't look like it's been altered. That's the closest we can get. No, it doesn't look it to me. That doesn't look altered to me. Not photoshopped. My official determination. How do we minus this? There we go. So what's the truth? Can't see your web searches. Rumble ad is still up. Thank you. How long did you have to suffer through that? I'm so sorry. The fact that Shaggy on Scooby-Doo does not have an Adam's apple is the first example. Here he is. With a picture from who knows where. Evidently a promotional picture rather than a cell from the cartoon. And here, for example, right there, Shaggy's Adam's apple. When did universes cross to create this? That's the new Shaggy. Who cares about the new Shaggy? Shaggy does have an Adam's apple. That looks like it's either from the new Shaggy for something or from something else. That's not the old Shaggy. There's a new Shaggy right there. Remembering things differently. Green Tea says maybe he only says oinks or swallows hard. Oinks? Ruh-roh. Yeah, they must show the Adam's apple when he's swallowing, right? One would think. Shaggy with an Adam's apple. Open in new tab, please. It says with, however, there's none here. Why is it called with when there's no Adam's apple? Shaggy with an Adam's apple, free transparent. With an Adam's apple. No, there's no Adam's apple there. Here's the original, what we might call it, the Bible. The Illustrator's Bible. Let's take a look at that. Original model cell, as it calls it. Open image in new tab. No Adam's apple. .246 series. So I guess no Adam's apple. What else is good here? Oh, they say Mickey Mouse did not have suspenders, and then They found some with where it had suspenders. It was always Cap'n Crunch. It was never Captain Crunch. Snoopy has a tail that's white with a black spot. Not all black. The nose of Tony the Tiger is blue, evidently. Not black. How else could you show the nostrils unless it was blue? And they have an old one here. I don't know why they have this, and one from 2024. Sinbad never played a genie in a movie called Shazam. That's an old one. The Looney Tunes is an old one. Berenstain Bears is old. Curious George is old. Sex and the City, Febreze, old, old, old. Where's some new stuff? Turkey leg. King Henry VIII's turkey leg. The monocle on the Monopoly Man. Green Tea remembers the Shazam movie. Thomas Trevino is here. Welcome, Thomas. Okay, Monopoly Man with monocle. Let's try to find that. Supposedly he doesn't have one. Monopoly Man with monocle. All these pictures are all from Mandela Effects videos. What about this one? From Reddit. No monocle from Reddit. How about in a tattoo? No monocle in a tattoo either, unless he's holding it out. Let's see it close up. This is very high res. No, he's holding something else. He's holding money. But as you can see, no monocle. Gotcha Man believes people got money bags mixed up with Mr. Peanut. Synchro loves the Mandela effects. Me too. How about this Monopoly? Monopoly Junior, no monocle. From Flickr. A Monopoly Man sticker. There's an old Monopoly Man. No monocle. Oh wait, this is an AI photo generator. Never mind then. Okay, next up. Pikachu's tail. Now, does it have a stripe or not? No, it's just yellow. Kit Kat, does it have a hyphen or not? I think it does. Nope, it does not have a hyphen. That must have been easy to fabricate on the left-hand side, given the original. Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia. That, I believe they found one with a cornucopia. Taco says her husband has an old Monopoly game and confirms no monocle. Synchro believes it's Pichu that has the black stripe on the tail, which is different from Pikachu. Chrissy Tina insists the Monopoly Man did have a monocle. Chrissy Tina says, that's not right. Judy Davenport has dropped by on YouTube. Welcome, Judy. We're looking right now for the Fruit of the Loom logo with cornucopia. And that would be here. with cornucopia. There's some original stuff right here. These pics do not prove the fruit of the loom. It's a fact check from Snopes. They don't, huh? Let's take a look at them. Open image, a new tab. Thank you. And it's... Yeah, that is a cornucopia. That's fruit of the loom, right? Except the cornucopia looks exactly how we've all described it and remembered it, being on the right upper side. There's another one with the cornucopia. And another one here, fruit of the loom. And another one here. What does Snopes have to say about that? Taco says they do not have fruit of the loom down under in Australia. So there's no comment about that. There's a comment here from, it looks like maybe Frog Fan. Yes, from Frog Fan. Remembers a show called Night Terrors with Jill. She wore pink suspenders and had a shaved head. Very strange. Yeah, Night Terrors with Jill, yeah. After I took the show over, of course, I had to eliminate Jill. No, Jill's okay. She's right over there. She's right over there somewhere. In a display case. No. Gotcha Man has a 1987 commercial. I wish I could play it, but just a picture though. Okay, good. From Gotcha Man. Nor cornucopia. Let's check up close. Wait. Can't get close, can we? There is no cornucopia though. Grapes, apple, blueberries, maybe. Fruit of the loom. James Lucid says it's quantum pollution resulting from CERN. Now, why does Scopes say that these pictures don't prove fruit of the loom? Visit. Snopes put to rest a series of claims that photos prove Fruit of the Loom's logo once included this ancient symbol of abundance. So how'd they prove that? We've updated our piece in January of this year to note the existence of photos that appear to show Fruit of the Loom products with a cornucopia. And we also debunked claims that a Fruit of the Loom patent document described its logo as having a cornucopia. Now, in this second update of this year, Snopes demonstrates conclusively that 4 images used in online forums and emails to Snopes as evidence are provable forgeries. How do they prove that? They claim this is a fabrication. Where's the proof? The existence of these commercials is factual. Yes, we just saw one of them. The Mandela effect is real, says Fruit of the Loom. The cornucopia in our logo is not. Fruit of the Loom from 1917. Just on one page. Open image, a new tab. Yes, it is. So from 1917, definitely no cornucopia, but they did have the word sale in their corporate logo. That's 107 years ago, right? Yeah. 98 years ago. 2 sets of grapes, looks like. Grapes and green grapes and purple grapes from 32. 42, no cornucopia. 51. Nothing from 66. Nothing from 79. 87. Nothing remotely resembling a cornucopia up to 4 years ago. Green Tea says there's a video on X, I guess that's Twitter, which reports that when people are using certain adult substances and they look sideways at a laser light, they can see the digital numbers of the matrix. And that ain't all. Apparently over 100 people have seen this so far. Yeah, but then you have to imbibe an adult substance, which not all people may appreciate. Next up. No way, it's the one on the left. Cheez-Its. There used to be an extra Z on the end? No. Double stuff with 2 Fs or double stuff with 1? Apparently it's always been 1 single F in stuff. Mona Lisa smile. There are a lot of these theories, but so many people claim she used to have a more obvious smile. That's exactly the same picture, right? I'm going to cross my eyes here. Yeah, that's exactly the same picture. So where's the one with the more pronounced smile? That C-3PO has a silver leg. The robot isn't all gold. He has 1 silver piece on his right leg. That's interesting. It makes sense, though. They're like economy robots, right, that he gets? Is it Flintstones or Flintstones? I would think it would be Flintstones with a T. We've been pronouncing it without that first one. So this is really awkward now. The Flintstones does have 2 T's. No, wait. That's the Cheez-Its or Cheez-Its. So I don't say which one is the truth. We must find out. Somewhere here beyond images. How do you spell the Flintstones? Stupid AI says. Flintstones has 2 T's. This is consistently reflected across various sources, including Wikipedia, Reddit discussions, and other dictionaries. I always thought it was Flintstones. I never knew that the 2 T's were so huge, though. The Flintstones. It has to be Flintstones. Luke, I'm your father. Yeah, that's old. Contrary to popular belief, there's only one Cinderella Castle, and it's in Walt Disney World in Florida. The blue and pink castle in California's Disneyland belongs to Sleeping Beauty. Did Cinderella even have a castle? Afterwards, she had a castle. First, she had a pumpkin, right? A pumpkin coach. We're going to need a bigger bow. Obviously, right? That's what he said. Oh, it's you're going to need a bigger bow, is what was said by him. Oh, really? We're going to need a bigger bow. I always thought it was we. Good movie. Ed McMahon and Publishers Clearinghouse. Ed McMahon was never a spokesman for the company. Instead, he worked for American Family Publishers. And he never handed anyone a check. His face was simply on the envelope. Of course, they couldn't afford to have him appear in a commercial. Kanga Kong reminds us it is flint, as in the rock. Life is like a box of chocolates, supposed to be. If you listen closely, he says life was like a box of chocolate. You recall someone telling you that chartreuse is a magenta pink color. So many others agree with you, but in reality, chartreuse is a shade of green. So supposedly that's chartreuse on the left. Looks like forest lawn green to me. Taco says, oh my God, that darn box of chocolates. Chartreuse. Will AI show us the color chartreuse? Big bump out of here. Let's get out of here. What is the color? Chartreuse. How about show me the color? Show me. This being handled by AI, we hope. Shade of yellow-green. Color coordinates. AI is so stupid. Show us the color. Hex triplet. Show hex color. Show hex color. Eldergone believes some people may be confusing chartreuse with puce. Puce sounds like it's green. Color hex codes, colors hex. Isn't there a little utility here? Come on, that's useless. Latest palettes, popular palettes, colors hex. Show us. Calculator, thank you. Paste. The real chartreuse. That's the real chartreuse. It's like Dayglow green. No wonder no one knows it. It's Dayglow green. So that's chartreuse. Wow, it's painful to the eye. Garbled user says YouTube kept crashing, so now he's on Twitch. Way to go, garbled user. In fact, if all the users from YouTube could come over to Twitch, where I am being paid, as opposed to YouTube, where I am not, that would be much appreciated. Much appreciated. Safety green, Prime 114 calls it. Like a yellow-green, says T-Ceratops. Pedro Rojas Cervantes says, if you fish in the dark, tea-stained waters, the color chartreuse will catch the most fish. If you fish in dark, tea-stained waters. Tea-stained waters. Now, you don't have to fish in the dark to fish in stained water, I guess. If you fish in tea-colored water, basically. Chartreuse will catch the most fish. Amazing. Thank you, Pedro. Rapine says, will the real chartreuse please stand up? Kanga, even after seeing it calculated by a computer, Kanga Kong says it's not actually as bright as that. This isn't AI. This is a hex color calculator. We could find another one, maybe. Yeah, maybe we should look for like maybe look up chartreuse microbus on the movie Convoy. How about go to a paint place and find out what it looks like at a paint place? Like what? What's a famous paint thing? Who pours the paint all over the world? Is that Williams? Williams Paint. Sherwin-Williams. Okay. Sherwin-Williams Paint Store. Paint, stain, supplies, and coating solutions at sherwinwilliams.com. Verpine is sure there are various shades of chartreuse. Yeah, I shouldn't say that to Kenga Kong. I apologize, Kenga. There's got to be more than one shade of chartreuse, right? My apologies, ma'am. Let's see what Sherwin-Williams thinks it looks like. Explore color. Yes, please do. He's pined chartreuse. Is it going to be here? No. Is it going to be here? Yes. Thank you, chartreuse. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely flatter. Here it is, according to Sherwin-Williams. Chartreuse. To me, it looks like sandy yellow. Looks like a sandy yellow to me. That's supposed to be chartreuse. An historic color, they say. Full details. Totally different hex value. Kenga says, my mom has several color wheels. I'm going off of that. I remember because the name was so unusual. Oh, of course. No, it's my fault, not yours, hon. Rhino Rex, it may be new to you. All the old shows are currently streaming on Rumble from Monday through Friday. The old shows are streaming in order. I can guarantee you haven't seen all of them. And we're still early at the beginning of the 300 odd shows I have to stream. I have almost 1 year full of shows. If I stream Monday through Friday, one each day, at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So don't miss them over there on Rumble. Okay, next up, we need a new topic, people. I have one from Jason Lionbar. And so I'll start with that, I guess, while you guys come in with more topics. And Jason wants to know, in a video comment, he asked me about this. A man who crossed the ice wall. The true 1800 accounts of William Morris. Welcome, Big Daddy. Thank you, Taco. We have the next one up. The Bald Mountain shooting of 2022. T-Ceratops just signed up for Twitch. Just for me. Thank you, T-Ceratops. Much appreciated. And then we have from Green Tea, Woody Norris, LRAD, the voice of God. Those three different ones, Green Tea. And then we have from Verpine, what is the Umibozu? Umibozu. Umibozu, if it's Japanese. Umibozu. Because that would be a mark for a beat and a half vowel. Copy that. Thank you, Verpine. The echo is making Bill sound like the voice of God. Is there an echo? All the same topic. Thank you, Green Tea. What am I doing way over here? Where's my topic? There they are. Okay. All right. Welcome, Crowman. Colin is here. And thank you for coming on Twitch. Also, thank you, T-Ceratops. Elder says I should wear headphones so I can hear the sound alerts from Twitch. That's a good idea. I'm vain, though. I'm terribly vain. I prefer myself without headphones. What can I say? Big Daddy's about to sign up for Rumble soon. I don't think you have to download it. I think you just have to go to the website and sign up for it, I think. Of course, they do have an app. If you like to, if you want to upload stuff, they probably have a mobile app. I don't know. I just go to their webpage here on my computer. Yeah, I should say if I should wear headphones, so when the alert comes on, I'll be able to. That'll draw my eye. You know, that'll make my eye go over here. What's happening? Eldergrown says you sign up for Rumble the same way you do for Twitch. Thank you, Elder. Green Tea uses Rumble off the web browser on her phone. And to Taco from Chroman, or from replying to Taco from Chroman to Taco, or vice versa. They do have an app, but it's not necessary, says Kanga Kong. Google Books, notes on Icelandic journey, not Will. This must be it right here, William. Is that the one? May Morris, is it? William Morris, is it? William Morris it is. 1800s. Navigator across the ice walls. Looks like it's a book. You could use earbuds unless they bother your ears. Yeah, my hearing is so... I have tinnitus. My hearing's so messed up. I don't want something right next to my eardrum. That's why I use these. I don't like something right next to the eardrum feeding me the noise. Oh, noise. Feeding me the sound. The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Walls. The collected works of William Morris at Marxists.org. Thrift books, huh? TikTok, Chapter 1. We can't see any video here. Unfortunately. The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice. Evidently, it's taken from a book. Where can we find a synopsis of it? Maybe at Worth Point? Let's try Worth Point. This is the book. Thank you for valuing my privacy. The story of navigator William Morris, who after the Independence War in the U.S. decides to investigate with his new vessel the waters surrounding the Antarctic Circle, finding an unknown passage to an open sea. Other lands await him behind. Await him behind? Along with another civilization, the story will begin to reveal to the entire group another reality based on the true past and future of the human being. Boy, the guy who wrote this review does not have English as a first language. It will finally lead him to the discovery of other worlds beneath Antarctica, not behind Antarctica, beneath. And most importantly, to know himself. As long as you can discover yourself at the same time, then it's worth it. A journey from which nothing will ever be the same again. Boy, is that a bad review. Just bad. It's a PDF here. Supposedly, here we are on Twitter. At PDF, Blogspot. The story of navigator William Morris, who after the Independence War in the U.S., in other words, the Revolutionary War, decides to investigate with his new vessel the waters surrounding the Antarctic Circle. He finds an unknown passage to an open sea. Other lands await him underground. Again, they say behind here. This is where they took the previous review from. Along with another civilization, the story will begin to reveal to the entire group another reality based on the true past, blah, blah, blah. So, nothing original under the sun. The book not. I wish there was more on it besides the book. Wish there was a web page upon it. Get the PDF, huh? Well, if we had the PDF, I accept it. Where is the PDF? Close. Here's the original. Copy, link, and description to download this book. Nah, no thanks. Can we copy the link? Can't even copy it anyway. At Yumpu. Not a good place to be. This claims to be a PDF as well. Book excerpt. Download ebook, huh? Processing. Yeah, where's the download? No, that's not it. Recent activity. Book detail, read online, sign up for download. Sign up for download. Yeah, no thanks. More videos on Rumble. The Morris Society. The Iceland Journeys and the Late Romances. Journey from Scotland to Iceland. Arthur's Route. Here we go. Finally. The Two Journeys. William Morris made to Iceland. In 1871 and 1873. Now that's not shortly after the Revolutionary War, is it? Shortly after the war between the states. Or as they say in the North, the Civil War. In 1871 and 1873, remained especially significant to him throughout his life. We have plenty of evidence for this from himself and others. At the very end of Morris's life, or maybe he sailed there earlier. He liked to sail to cold places. Always burning up that guy. At the end of his life, Wilfred Scawen Blunt wrote in his diary, quote, he talked much about his Iceland journey, as he often does, and has a sick man's fancy to go there again. In a long letter to Mrs. Coronil of 1872, Morris states his intention of going to Iceland again the following year, and says of his previous year's expedition, quote, I know clearer now perhaps than then, what a blessing and help last year's journey was to me, what horrors it saved me from. End quote. This is usually interpreted as referring to the difficulties of his relationship with his wife. I said James Cooper, this Jane S. Cooper. Morris Society. Is this the same Morris? Any reader of Morris's Journals of Travel in Iceland. Well, is the Antarctic mentioned anywhere? We can look for a word, right? Antarctic, where's search? Is that search? Highlight, text, draw, add or edit, print, add or edit. Where is search, people? Oh, come on, where is search? Try Control F. Thank you. Finding page, Antarctic, which is the other side of the world from Iceland. Does not occur. Evidently a different William Morris. Thank you, Aldergrown. Taco's son was there for a year, and he loved it. We're talking Iceland here. Oh, yeah. Iceland's supposed to be beautiful. Why am I going back to this? We're not going back there. No, 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 no. And we're not going back to chartreuse either, right? But we can go back to the web page. Fruit of the Loom, we can go. We can leave that for images. And I lost the one, didn't I? William Morris. Let's look again. Is it still here? No. Let's move to the next one. Since it looks like that is, there's no other source on that except for the book of this other William Morris. Or it might have been based upon this William Morris, an unwritten chapter of his life. That's quite a span, though, 100 years? From 76 to 71? It got to be a different William Morris, right? One would think. Next up, from... I think next up is green tea. No, next up actually is taco with Bald Mountain Shooting of 2022. Thank you, taco. Go here. I tried, Jason. I gave it a shot. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on. The Bald Mountain Shooting of 2022. And there it is, a common search. Bald Mountain Shooting Area. The Bald Mountain Shooting Range hosted an open house. That's around 47, Bald Mountain. On Saturday, May the 30th, 2022. Offering 3 free shooting stations for clay shooting, rifle, pistol, target shooting, and archery. Important notes. No pistols, shotguns, or other types of firearms are permitted at Bald Mountain Recreational Shooting Site. What? AI sucks. AI stupid. Where's the Bald Mountain Shooting? Be nice to see the shooting range, too. It's a common search. Where is it? This is all recreational shooting so far. Range, Airbnb, coupons, range, centers. This might be it right here, Bexar County. But that's a video. Look no further. Drive-by attack. I think it was this right here. Taco has a link for it, which is here actually, right? Let's see if it is. Yes, one alpha. No, it's different. Where is it? Come on, go back, please. Thank you. $630 FEA. There's 2 of them. Let's do them in order. Thank you, Taco. Let me just duplicate this tab. Oh, wait, did we already get that one? Where's the duplicated tab? No, I'm confused. Did I get tacos? Neighbors is different. Okay, good. So we can get rid of this one. Which one is first? Which article? We have October 8th, 2022, and we have 2024. Okay. From KENS5, local news. Uncredited article entitled, Neighbors Wonder What is Happening in Their Community After Crime Wave Sweeps Through Neighborhood. These teens have been arrested in the deadly shooting on Bald Mountain, where more than 100 shots were fired. Wow. 3 more teens have been arrested in connection with the deadly shooting that left one innocent woman unalived and another injured on Tuesday. So that was in this same month, October of 2022. A 14-year-old who was wanted in Tuesday's shooting was charged with unaliving, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and evading arrest on foot. A 15-year-old wanted in the shooting was charged with unaliving, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and evading arrest with a motor vehicle, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. The BSCO, something county sheriff's office. What's the name of that county? I saw the name somewhere. On Bald Mountain. B County Sheriff's Office arrested a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 17-year-old who have all been charged with deadly conduct with a firearm. The 17-year-old bond was listed at $40,000. Officials said it was determined that the 3 teens who were arrested shot back at the other shooters. So they're having war games, I guess, with real ammo. During the shooting, bullets hit multiple residences, which caused property damage. The B County Sheriff's Office said the teens who committed the drive-by shooting, said the house that was shot at by the teens who committed the drive-by shooting was the wrong house. The house they were targeting was actually next door to the one in which they shot at. Jeez. Some kind of juvenile gang war up there. The 3 teens that were inside of the targeted house were said to be using 2 pistols and an AR-15, which the B County Sheriff's Office said was stolen. Following the shooting, the neighbors called law enforcement and let them know that their homes had been hit by bullets. Sheriff Javier Salazar said, illegal guns in the hands of young and reckless criminals is always a recipe for disaster. The blatant disregard for human life displayed by these 2 groups turned a quiet suburban neighborhood into a war zone. It led 2 innocent young women being shot, with one losing her life. While these dangerous young suspects and guns are off the street, so much work has yet to be done, and we're going to do the follow-up following this article from this year. On Tuesday, 2 women were shot while inside of a house. One of the women, Novita Brazil, was shot and killed in her sitting room working on the computer. The other woman was in the residence as an Airbnb guest. Immediately after the shooting, 2 teen suspects led law enforcement on a chase in a stolen vehicle before being captured. 2 guns were seized, one of which was stolen. After the shooting stopped on Bald Mountain Tuesday and the murder suspects sped away, a chase at speeds of around 100 miles an hour ended 10 miles away in a neighborhood off Acme Road. Glenwood Heights is a Habitat for Humanity where people put in sweat equity to build the American dream of home ownership. Great, isn't that special? One woman who calls herself Yaya said she woke to an uproar thinking someone was breaking into her house. Yaya said, yes, I heard pow, pow, talking about the moment two teens running from law officers broke one section of privacy fencing and then crashed through another section of fence while trying to escape into her front yard. The teens were like trapped wild animals, said Yaya. Once they escaped from her yard, a Ms. C across the street said first one and then a second suspect jumped her fence and took refuge in her backyard, trying to hide from officers in hot pursuit. Ms. C continued, quote, I heard, get on the ground, and I thought, what the heck is going on? She says two suspects ended up in cuffs right outside her door. Quote, my neighbor said a guy was in his storage unit. He left the doors open and the guy ran as officers approached and jumped in my yard. Ms. C said, one of the police officers told me they had a murder suspect, and I told the officer, you can get him out of my yard. I don't want him here. Ms. C said the folks who live in the neighborhood have all worked hard to build a dream and live safely. These are Habitat for Humanity homes. And before my husband passing away, we helped build these homes, said Ms. C, adding that she put in so many volunteer hours she was awarded a lawnmower for her new yard when she moved in 5 years ago. Ms. C said it's scary when you have to go through things like this. Several of the neighbors said they were afraid that suspects may have some personal connection to the area. So while they are glad 3 more arrests have just been made in the brutal attack, they said they will be nervous until they are sure the crime wave is really over. Ms. C stating, I'm starting to wonder what's happening around here and what is changing. In my book, it's crazy. And now the update. From 2024, 2 years later, from San Antonio. As he formally sentenced and admitted unaliver to a lengthy prison stay, District Judge Joel Perez did not hold back when addressing the defendant Isaac Gonzalez, a 17-year-old who confessed that he did indiscriminately fire more than 100 rounds into the wrong house. Jesus Christ. 100 rounds into the wrong house. Jeez, if that ever, if you hear stuff like that, get on the floor, people. Don't stay seated at a chair. Get on the floor. During a 2022 drive-by attack on Bald Mountain Drive, the judge told the young man, you are the poster child for what is wrong with young people such as yourself today. You think you can go shoot up a house, in this case the wrong house, and settle your problems with firearms, and kill a purely innocent woman without regard to her life or limb, recklessly killing someone. End quote. Gonzalez was handed a 40-year term for unaliving and the maximum 20-year sentence for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The terms are to be served concurrently, meaning the teen will remain in prison for at least 20 years. It says here. You would think it would be at least 40 years. The survivor of the attack and the family of the woman killed in the barrage spoke passionately and eloquently about the impact of this unprovoked attack. Teresa Howard was an overnight guest at the home that one detective described as looking like Swiss cheese after the attack of 2 years ago. Fighting back tears. Teresa Howard offered an eyewitness account of the terror, describing what happened minute by minute. The details are hard to absorb. Howard said her host, Novita Brazil, had set up a desk in a room so she could do some late-night computer work. Stop. Quote, as I rested and was about to fall asleep, the entire house lit up like fireworks. The glass in the lamp on the ceiling broke. I didn't understand what was going on until I heard a big thump and saw a bullet hole in the wall. Howard added, adding she tried to save herself and her dog as bullets kept shredding the room. Jesus. I moved to one side of the bed, and immediately a bullet missed my head by a second when it went through the headboard of the bed. It wasn't long, she said, before one of the bullets pierced her right leg. I felt a sting in my leg. I thought some of the glass hit me when it fell down from the ceiling. I removed the covers to get on the ground and saw so much blood. Yeah, you get on the ground first, lady. Howard said even now, more than a year later, when she looks at the scar on her leg, it reminds her of the searing trauma. I was in pain and realized I had a gaping hole in my leg. The bullet went straight through when I had been shot, said Howard. In the ensuing chaos, Howard said she couldn't find her phone to call for help, so she rolled to the ground in an effort to save herself and her dog. The shooting from outside was nonstop, she said. All I could do was try and dodge the bullets. I dragged my body on the floor and hid behind the mattress. She said she realized the mattress offered little way of protection. I realized I wasn't safe there either because a bullet came through the mattress. When there was a momentary ceasefire, Howard said she feared the attack would continue. I felt like they were gunning for me as the bullets were never ending, she said. It finally stopped for a moment, which I assumed was someone reloading. Howard said as she tried to crawl down a hall to find safety, she realized she was leaving a trail of gushing blood. When she saw a body on the floor, Howard said she realized her host had also been shot. Sobbing softly, she said, I looked closer, and it was Novita. She was face down. I yelled to her to ask if she was okay, and received no response. Tears flowed freely as Howard continued. Right when I was going to reach over and roll her over to see if she was breathing, the bullets started spraying again. With shrapnel flying around, Howard said, it literally looked like a war zone that you see on TV. She was eventually able to call for help. When it arrived, she was again fearful. Bexar County, the name of it is. When Bexar County sheriff deputies broke into the home, Howard said, they saw me in the bathroom and I told them it's just my leg. I hope she had wrapped something around it by then. They immediately went to Novita and pronounced her dead. I still haven't wrapped my mind around such a sweet person, happy and talking 1 hour prior, no longer being alive. King of Kong said the bathtub would be a good place to hide. But not Gotcha Man's. His is acrylic. Ours is an oldie. Ours is a 69, so no acrylic there. That's a good idea, Kenga. I'll try to remember that. She wanted to make her parents proud, is the quote. Images of the violent unaliving remain fresh in her mind, even though more than 1 year has passed. I see her every day, said Howard. I see her in my thoughts and dreams. I sadly see her on the floor in a puddle of blood. I will have to live with that forever. Her own recovery has been grueling. King Kong says 100 bullets, only 20 years. Evidently only 20 years mandatory, but he got 40 years. He got 40 years for the unaliving and 20 years for assault. I guess on the girl that's still alive. So you would think it would be closer to 40 years. Her own recovery has been grueling. I had to learn to walk again and how to use my right leg. I hid from my son that I got shot so he wouldn't have a complex or need therapy, because he knew something bad had happened to his mom. Howard said her extended family has been in therapy as well. There were 40-plus rounds in my room, and the same in Novita's. It wasn't a warning, it was a mission to kill, said Howard. Addressing Gonzalez directly, Howard made sure he realized the impact of his violent actions. You took a life you never met and ruined so many others, she said. Your understanding and care for life is non-existent. King Kong asks, in what state is this in? In what state is this? This is in, where's San Antonio? It's wherever San Antonio is. Where is San Antonio? Let's find out that AI. In what state is San Antonio located? That's not the AI guy. Yeah, what state? Texas? Texas. Evidently Texas, which is a big state. Thomas Trevino is in San Antonio. As I read this, thank you, Tommy. Big L1 says we have come to the end of days when you cannot use words because of censorship. I just don't like to be tagged by the AI, you know. That's why I use them. But you're right, Big L1. I don't want to. I use the bad words a couple of times when I forget, but overuse of them would cause the video to get shadow banned. So let's see, where were we in the article? Right here. As she addresses him directly. You played with guns pretending to be a thug, while never even looking at any of your victims in the eye. Called him out. Calling out the young man's parents for failing to supervise him, Howard told Gonzalez. You don't even know what death looks like because you were a coward and shot from outside of the house. You shot your gun blindly, then fled the scene, and that doesn't make you a man or hardcore. Delivering remarks over Zoom with the help of a translator from Indonesia, the parents of Novita Brazil described their only daughter as a loving child who was living her dream life while sending money home to help support her younger brother's schooling. Brazil's father said she was a smart girl, calling her a devoted daughter who helped sell bread at school. She wanted to make her parents proud and happy, he said. After graduating high school, she asked my permission to start making her dreams come true. She asked for my blessing to go to Paris, France. And with a happy heart, I let her go. How old was this loser, asks Kenga Kong. Good question. I think 17 years old at the time of the shooting. There was a 17-year-old, there was a 15-year-old, and there was like a 13-year-old, something like that. I think there was like 6 of them in all or something, but maybe we'll find out at the end of this article. Thank you, Kenga. 17, this guy. Taco says, I blame video games. Taco, I want my violent TV. I can't deal without my violent TV. Those are just myths. I hope you're being sarcastic. With a happy heart, I let her go to France. End quote. Grieving over the fact that she died so far from her native home, the father said Novita was in pain and died by bullet without her parents by her side. Until this moment, we are 15 months with our broken hearts, the father continues. We cannot believe she is gone forever. Our prayer for the killer is that he won't get any happiness in life. Those guys know how to pray. Wiping away the tears and stifling sobs, Brazil's mother said, my heart is shattered in pieces when I know that my only daughter that I love is gone forever. She shared my life, my happiness, and my sadness through my days. Echoing the help Novita provided to her family, the mother said, by my blessing, she went to other countries to fix our economic problems and provide a better life for her family. She promised she would make me happy and help her brother to pay their school, the mother continued, saying she shared video calls with her daughter every day. But now her dream will fade away because her life was taken. Believing her memory would live on, the mother called Novita my heartbeat, my blood, my soul, my angel, and we will always love her. One trial ends, another begins. Defense attorney Adam LaHood, who worked to arrange the plea deal that will result in Gonzalez remaining in prison until the teen is at least in his mid-30s, said his sentences for aggravated assault and murder will run concurrent with one another. Isaac took responsibility for what happened, LaHood said. This is a tragic case. This is a person who was 15 years old at the time of the offense. Okay, 15, my apologies. 15 years old at the time of the offense. They are clearly not thinking the same as an adult would. LaHood said Gonzalez, who faced up to life in prison if he had been convicted by a jury. If he had been convicted by a jury, I guess he chose sentencing by judge rather than jury, has had time to reflect on his choices and is remorseful. So horrific, says Kanga Kong, who is near to tears. LaHood said, honestly, today we were hoping that he would have a chance to address and apologize, but things were hectic and moved quickly, and the morning just kind of got away from us. Privately, he has expressed severe remorse, and I have no doubt if he could take it back, that he would. LaHood said, with juveniles, there is always a moment when the reality of their actions set in. LaHood said, this is not a video game. This is not TikTok. This is not a viral meme or anything else like that, he said. People sometimes live in fantasy land, but these actions have consequences. So where's the trial that's coming up? Cordero, who is Neil Cordero, the prosecutor, said the threat of additional charges for other assaultive behavior is still a factor for Isaac Gonzalez and for his co-defendant who has yet to go to trial. Renee Gonzalez was only 14 years old, 1 year younger than their brother. Those are open investigations at this time, Cordero said. They are actively being worked on. Okay, that looks like the entire deal on that. Next up, a suggestion from Green Tea. But first, let me remind you guys, coming up this coming Wednesday, there's a couple of good movies. Capricorn 1, about NASA faking a landing on Mars. Really good movie. And a movie you're not going to see on television. When you see it, you'll know why. You're not going to see Capricorn 1 on TV. You're not going to see it streaming. I don't know. You might see it. You might be able to get it on YouTube. And that's hosted by Gotcha Man the night before Halloween. We call it Cabbage Night. October 30th, one night before Halloween on Wednesday of next week on Twitch only. Followed by the film Corner Office, starring John Hamm of Mad Men fame. But in this one, he does come back to the office, but it's in an alternate world. You're not going to want to miss this coming Wednesday's features. That's a good film, says Crowman. It is a good movie. I especially like the joke that, I forget his name, he was on Law and Order. That joke he tells when he's climbing the mountain. The cat's on the roof. Good joke in the middle of that movie. Green Tea is grateful she was a child before the internet and before cell phones. Eldergrown confirms that oddly enough, it is available on YouTube. Yeah, but they're not going to play it on NBC anytime soon. You're not going to see it on NBC, ABC, or CBS. And you're going to have to watch to find out. Find out why. Unless someone reveals it in the chat. Then you're going to know why. But it's a good movie, so come by Wednesday and see it anyway. Next up from Green Tea. Shazbot likes John Hamm. Me too. Yeah, John Hamm. He's had a little bit of a problem finding his legs after Mad Men ended. But he's getting better. I wish I could see him as the Mad Men character again. That was his best character so far. Gotchman has a theory. Well, you're not going to see the movie on NBC anytime soon. Thanks for not spoiling it, Gotchaman. Appreciate it, bud. Next up from Green Tea. Let's go home here for a search. And that's going to be about Woody Norris, LRAD, the voice of God. All one topic, says Green Tea. What is that about? It is 11:16. If I get these notes, it'll help me find the topics later on. I'm doing chapters now, people, but I got to do them by hand, so. What is this voice about? The voice of God is a non-lethal weapon. At futurismic.com. Featuring a picture from Monty Python and the Holy Grail of God, as interpreted by Terry Gilliam. This is the blog at futurismic.com, written by Stephen Years. The voice of God is a non-lethal weapon, and Mr. Years begins. The U.S. military continues to develop and deploy non-lethal weapon systems like the directed energy weapon from Raytheon. The latest system to come to light is the long-range acoustic device, the LRAD, that focuses sound waves into a beam that induces unbearable pain in anyone it strikes. Anyone whose head was touched by this beam hears a painfully loud sound. Anyone standing next to them hears nothing. But those hit by the beam promptly flee or fall to the ground in pain. It turns out that this device also functions as a pretty effective psychological operations tool. LRAD can also broadcast speech for up to 300 meters. The Navy planned to use LRAD to warn ships to get out of the way. This was needed in places like the crowded coastal waters of the northern Persian Gulf, where the Navy patrols. Many small fishing and cargo boats ply these waters, and it's often hard to get the attention of their crew. With LRAD, you just aim it at a member of the crew and have an interpreter speak to the sailor. It was noted that the guy on the receiving end was sometimes terrified, even after he realized it was that large American destroyer bearing down upon him. This apparently gave the Army guys some ideas, for there are now rumors in Iraq of a devilish American weapon that makes people believe they are hearing voices in their heads. It appears that some of the troops in Iraq are using spoken, as opposed to screeching LRAD, to mess with enemy fighters. Islamic bad people tend to be superstitious and, of course, very religious. LRAD can put the word of God into their heads. If God, in the form of a voice that only you can hear, tells you to surrender or run away, what are you going to do? Hey, did you hear that voice to surrender? Hey, did you hear that voice to surrender? I must be going crazy. And that's the French guy in the Islamic Army. I must be going crazy. Great T says sudden schizophrenia. And there are 3 comments. From ZZ Mike. That's the system invented by the prolific Woody Norris. Elwood G. Norris when he's at conferences. A quick search turns up his hypersonic system. And there's a note somewhere that the system was successfully used to repel pirates from a U.S. ship. Here's another note about it using for directed advertising, like from a billboard onto a street. Hypersonic sound advertising. The principle is simple. two ultrasonic beams. One fixed at probably 40 kilohertz. The other a 40 kilohertz FM signal. Your ears put the two together. Norris figured out how to make the beams highly directional. There's a good in-depth article in Make magazine. I wanted them to use it at the border to encourage people to go away, but so far nobody's listening to that. There's a blog dealing with advertising issues. They are extremely annoyed by that use of this. Let's check out the advertising real quick. No longer exists. But what about if you look at the Wayback Machine? Copy URL. Let's get that Wayback Machine. I just recently, they changed its URL, is why I could not get to it before. But now we have the right URL. They're trying to erase all knowledge of this from the web. Wayback Machine has not archived that URL. Well, doesn't that rot? How about the brute? Thank you. Nothing this year. However, in 23, in February, it looked like this. What's the deal here? Why aren't you loading there, buddy? Getfrugal.com. Gotcha Man says, spoiler, come Wednesday, I'll give it away in the intro. It's pronounced bear, says Thomas Trevino. Unable to connect. Oh, come on. Looks like it's still not working. I never did test the new link. No, it's still not working. That's not good. There's literally no alternative to webarchive.org. Why does it show here then? Go to 2021 instead. Go to this day from 2021. Wow, not work, no worky. That rots. Ryu 1972 goes dope. Thomas Trevino says he is in Texas. Why didn't I know about the San Antonio then song? That's in Rolling Thunder, which I love, a movie which I love. Yeah, we're not going to find it here. What a shame. It says 180 captures. Can you go to all captures? See if we can find it. The hypersonic system. Hypersonic's all one word. Control C. Also Norris. Go home here. Hypersonic system by Norris. The HSS system. Give us something with pictures. Inventor Woody Norris at play with hypersonic sound. I want to see the device. Hypersonic sound flight. Parametric sound gun. Hypersonic projector. How does it work? Direct sound, reflected sound. The length of the ultrasonic column determines the directionality. The length of the column. Audible sound is highly directional over long distances. Ultrasonic energy column is highly directional. Kenga Khan just dropped a link. Thank you, Kenga. I am totally not seeing it. Wow, I'm totally not seeing it, Kenga. I'm not seeing that link, Kenga. Collins says it's two beams from opposing sides aimed at one soldier. One telling him to run away or he'll die horribly. The other telling the same soldier, go on and fight, or you'll die horribly. Each repeating over and over. Result, so much madness. His head explodes like the scanners guy. It's 3 up. Yeah, maybe, Kenga Kong, maybe you can see it. It is not here, honey. Check it out. Here's where you say it's 3 up. And 3 up is Ryu saying, dope. Maybe if you put it without the, if you took out the dot, if you posted it without the dot, or say the word dot instead of putting in a dot, like address.com, put the word dot in. And don't put in HTTP. Bill is just repasted. Still not appearing here, honey. It's not here, but babe. Elder's able to paste full links in Twitch. Maybe if you went to Twitch, you could post the link there. But YouTube is more strict, I think. I'm sorry, Kanga. Not appearing on YouTube. Come back to Twitch. Green Tea says to Kanga Kong, try Twitch. And let me get that link from Elder. The sonic phaser. Mass invert, amplify, anti-gravity, ion transport, and radiate. The sonic phaser. Misspelled phaser, of course. The sonic phaser. Looks like a Star Trek phaser. Oh, excuse me. Yes, please, Kanga. Repost here. European notes, YouTube equals you censor. Chrome Man confirms people can easily paste links in the Twitch chat box. It is simple, he says. Ryu says he's dead, Jim. It was just easier so I could listen while posting. I'm going to look it up on tab. Oh, yeah, that would be easier if you're on 2 different devices. My apologies, Kanga. Elder Grove says, with powerful 9-volt technology. Let's check this out on eBay. Let's do that here. Yeah, let's do that here. eBay. The sonic phaser spelled wrong. No V in sonic phaser. Dinkamasi says, it's technology, Jim, but not as we know it. Only $20. Oh, plus $12 delivery. Here, $51. Free delivery. Well, you better be free for that price. How about cheapest price first? Price plus shipping, lowest first. And you get Sonic, an album with Sonic and Phaser in the name. The toy ad alone is $19. Cheapest one is $20.50, including delivery. That's right here. Oh, another model. It's a totally different model. Spelled the right. Oh, Space Phaser. Sonic Space Phaser, indeed. Only $17, but still not as cheap as the original. Inspired by Star Trek, I assume. Does that have the thing on top of it too, that ramp thing? Probably, right? Yeah, it does. I just didn't see it. That ramp on the top of it. Looks like a Star Trek phaser, man. It's pretty cool. Taco says on YouTube, the channel Dark 5 has 5 more creepiest sounds of war ever recorded. There's a laser voice on there, which sounds really easy. Check it out. European says, we come in peace. Shoot to kill. Elderground knows this toy. He says the sight on the top has a red LED that lit up. So this one, I guess. Cool. They don't have any sound here, do they? That'd be nice if they had a little sound file. Listen to the sound. That'd be beyond belief if they had a sound file. Still everything's negative. They could have. They could upload a sound file. I bet none of them have a sound file. Oh, scratchier than I remember. Yeah, it might decrease bids. This is a 1979 Kusan Manufacturing Company space gun, also known as the Sonic Phaser Gun Blaster. A must-have for any collector of toys and hobbies. The gun is in working condition and does not require batteries to operate. The gun has been pre-owned and comes without a battery cover, but this does not affect its functionality. What? Huh. No battery cover. Where's the missing battery cover then? It's right at the bottom. It looks like at the butt of the weapon. Right? No, it's under the stock of the weapon. No, that's the pistol grip, because you can see the battery thing coming out in this picture. That's where the pistol grip is. Huh. Kenga Kong providing a link. Thank you, Kenga. The U.S. military's heat weapon is real and painful. Here's what it does. Thank you, Kenga, for getting us back on track. Plus, what to know about a sonic tool that's referred to as the voice of God. An ADS in Arizona. 2017 U.S. Marine Corps. ADS. No idea what that stands for. Earlier this week, an NPR report uncovered an exchange from June the 1st in which a military officer wanted to know if the D.C. National Guard owned a pain-inducing heat weapon for potential use on protesters. He also asked about a powerful auditory communication system that's been compared to the voice of God. The weapon, the Active Denial System, or ADS, is a real thing, as is the sound system, which is called the Long Range Acoustic Device, LRAD. In documents published by NPR, how about released by NPR? Or maybe not. Kenga Kong just posted the link. Also, I looked at chat on YouTube, and they erased my link post. That's why you couldn't see it. Yeah, it was automatically erased on. That was automatic over there. I never even saw it. And probably no one else did either. Except you probably saw it. It's a shadow. It's a shadow thing. YouTube doesn't want you to know. They're censoring you. So they will get rid of it. But not get rid of it on your personal computer, right? Unless you go back and look like you did. I guess they mean in a report published by NPR, a member of the National Guard recounted the email thread in which the question was asked and stated, I responded that the D.C. National Guard was not in possession of either an LRAD or an ADS. The fact that a controversial weapon was floated as a possible means of dealing with what the Washington Post described as peaceful protesters has sparked outrage, with the ACLU writing on Twitter, reminder, our government should not be conspiring to use heat rays against us for exercising our constitutional rights. No kidding, people. No kidding. The ADS referred in this conversation comes from the U.S. military, and it's not new. To understand why such non-lethal science fiction type machines were developed, it helps to wind back the clock to the 1990s, says Mark Kensian, a senior advisor for the International Security Program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. This family of capabilities grew out of the DoD's experience in the 1990s in Bosnia and Somalia, Kensian says. In both instances, you have the military dealing with civilians who could be violent, but really were not combatants. The intention was to create new kinds of tools that were somewhere between a rifle and close-range crowd control gear like shields and batons. Yeah, that's really great crowd control gear. Batons. The LRAD. But what about the ADS, the fucking heat thing? How can that be benign? Here we go. Let's do the active denial system first. The heat weapon. It works according to the Joint Intermediate Force Capability Officers page by producing radio waves. It creates a focused beam of millimeter waves at a frequency of 95 gigahertz. That beam is only physically capable of reaching a skin depth of 1/64th of an inch, it says here. The same page describes the process through which they tested the weapon on volunteers. Yeah, right, volunteers in the Army, I bet. As well as 2 burn injuries from it, one in '99 and the other in 2007. Kensian says he has seen the ADS work, but has not personally experienced it. That's too bad. He notes that it doesn't employ an infrared beam, but instead uses shallow, pain-producing millimeter waves. What you are feeling is not your skin cooking, but you're feeling a sensation of pain, he says. If you get out of the line of fire, you don't have a red spot. Really? Those who experienced it comment that it feels like your skin is on fire. I bet. It's unclear if the system has ever been used operationally. Kensian says he doesn't know, although reportedly it has not. Public Affairs spokesman for the Joint Intermediate Force Capabilities Office in Quantico, Virginia, says 2 residual prototype systems of the ADS exist, but they are not in the field with the Marine Corps or in the inventory of the Marine Corps. Ultimately, a weapon like the ADS sits outside the realm of norms that surround more conventional weapons. Philip Bleak, an associate professor at Middlebury Institute at Monterey, says there's something about exposing people to the feeling of being burned, intensely burned, that I think is instinctively horrifying to people. Kong has seen a military training video of the heat gun in action. It is terrible, she says. Taco, thank you for the contribution, ma'am. Much appreciated, Taco. Thank you. Dickamossi has seen the video of this weapon. Soldiers were told to stand and hold position. When turned on the soldiers, they were fleeing everywhere. They could not hold position. Wow. Okay, what about the acoustic device? Well, the ADS was designed as a non-lethal weapon. The LRAD is a communication system. It came out after the 2000 attack on the USS Cole, making it clear that giving the military needed a way to clearly speak to people from afar. According to David Schnell, vice president at Genesis, the company that makes it. The device creates a 30-degree beam of sound. Now that's 30 degrees. That's like fucking huge. Depending on the model, it can reach as far away as 250 yards, or even more than a click and a half. Each branch of the military uses it, as well as the National Guard. The Navy employs one on each ship, he says. Schnell also notes that LRADs are used by civilians, like police departments or lifeguards. The operator's manuals and training emphasize the responsible, safe use of these systems. How much do they cost? Green Tea says, imagine how this could be used with someone who's been mind-controlled, or someone who believes they're mind-controlled. Cansian remembers receiving a demonstration of the LRAD in Iraq in 2007. He says it was like the voice of God. In fact, that's the system's nickname, he says. Unlike a megaphone, this sound is a very focused beam. The military employed it at checkpoints in that country to ensure civilians heard instructions, even if they were inside a noisy car, where the radio might be on. And thus, hopefully, they did not get shot. Great. Hopefully not. This is the LRAD right here. And that's the official operator. I traveled 8,000 miles for the camera that killed Polaroid. Oh, cool. And a 3D thing. Let me open this in a new tab. I collect these images. Open image, a new tab. A 3D image of a haunting. How appropriate for Halloween. Next up is a suggestion from Verpine. To wit, and let me write down the time here. We got to get to this. And Verpine's suggestion. What is the Umibozu? It is Japanese, so that is the long O. Excellent. Let's get an article on it. On the Umibozu. Terror of the Sea and flowshistory.com. Umibozu, Terror of the Sea. Excuse me. I need coffee. The Japanese yokai must be aware of some of the most diverse and widespread monsters in mythology. They don't explain yokai. Why would the yokai know? Let's find out. Japanese yokai. What is it? Urge. A class of supernatural entities and spirits in Japanese folklore. So it's one of the entities, I guess. What are the Japanese yokai? Oh, it's yokai. Yokai. Ghosts, demons, monsters, shapeshifters, tricksters, and other kinds of supernatural beings and mysterious phenomena. The Japanese yokai must be some of the most diverse and widespread monsters in mythology. Must be. Some are feared demons and others are benevolent spirits. From divine animals to living objects, they come in all shapes, powers, and moral alignment. Of course, such diversity means that some are more well-known than others. And today we'll cover one of the most mysterious yokai, the Umibozu. This water yokai tends to be the least known, directly reflecting the mysterious aura that the sea had in those times. However, one thing is certain. The Umibozu was the terror of all sailors in Japan due to its hostility. They appeared in the dead of night. It says here they appeared in the dread of night. During calm weather, bursting out of the water in a sudden storm. I need water or something here. I need Crystal Light. Dinkamasi says of YouTube, a lot of things have been tightened up on the platform, no doubt. They are extremely jealous of copyright at this point in time. That is really good. That's iced tea, Crystal Light. It's a generic version, Walmart version. They appeared in the dead of night, bursting out to the water in a sudden storm. Depending on their size and the size of the targeted ship, it would either destroy their target in one slash, or bit by bit. Sometimes they would ask the sailors for a barrel to flood the deck and sink the ship. If the sailors offered a bottomless barrel, the Umibozu would be unable to attack the boat. This would be the only hope for the sailors. Appearance-wise, these yokai are known to be quite massive. Only their head and shoulder ever appear to the human, and even then, they are described as being slightly larger than a ship of that era, and over 10 meters tall. Taco suggests try drinking alkaline water. Very good for hydration and helping to break up mucus. Thank you for that picture, Taco. Yum, yum. That's interesting, alkaline water. I guess I could make my own too, right? Make my own alkaline water. Yes. I'm going to write that down, Taco. Thank you. Maybe my coffee's already alkaline, right? Is coffee alkaline? Is coffee alkaline? Coffee is acidic. Uh-oh. It's the opposite. King Kong said this world would be such a heaven on earth if. We even just use 25% of the energy, brains, and money that we use towards war, taking people's rights, and in general, being greedy at the cost of people's health, no doubt. Elder Grown saw the invisible sippy cup. Oh, yeah. What did I do here? There's my invisible sippy cup. This acid's not helping my throat. Oh, it's good stuff. It's cold. I prefer cold coffee. I really don't like hot coffee. We make a batch and we refrigerate it. And the older the better. I like aged coffee. Appearance-wise, their body is quite simple. A vaguely humanoid figure with ink-like skin and 2 large yellow eyes. They are also entirely bald, which causes them to be compared to monks. This yokai has many stories surrounding its origin, but the most popular is about monks being thrown at the sea by villagers. Their soul, filled by the rage of their untimely deaths, turns into the Umibozu, who would terrorize all sailors. This story also directly reflects the name of such creatures, translated from the Japanese as Sea Monk. Sea Monk Run. No yellow eyes here, though. They missed the yellow eyes. What else can we get on this guy? Emu might be an Umibozu. An Umibozu is a vengeful sea spirit in Japanese folklore that would appear suddenly and destroy ships at sea. Originally, Umibozu were priests who died at sea, but what if Emu is a god who died at sea and is now vengeful to all who inhabit it, such as pirates? This on Reddit by One Piece. My main reasoning is that Emu spelled backwards is Umi, meaning sea. And Nerona literally means god. This would make Emu a vengeful sea god who seeks to destroy all pirates. Taco says that is one ugly Umibozu. One interesting thing I've discovered, writes the author, One Piece, is that the only way to survive being attacked by an Umibozu is to give it a bottomless barrel to confuse it. And I think it's funny that Luffy survives having his boat. Luffy survives having his boat destroyed by using a barrel in Chapter 2. I don't know if this has legs, writes the author, but it's got potential. Just a fun idea I had whilst finding out about Umibozu, watching Pikmin 4 Theory on video. Archived post. New comments cannot be posted. Any old comments, though. By deleted. Am I the only one that sees the connection between this and the Thriller Bark monsters? Original poster. Yes, those resemble them too, but I think those will remain a mystery if you ask me. I mean, Emu could also have a Umibozu mythical Zoan. Deleted. Olivarium. Emu equals Umi. Bozu equals Uzab equals Usopp. Usopp will stop Emu. From someone called, it looks like, literally here to post. Soga King equals king. Who sits at the throne? The king. Usopp and Soga King will stop Emu and change the world. After St. Saturn's reveal, it is all but confirmed. Happy cake day, man. Happy birthday? Looking for the same info. Haha, most likely yes. Okay. Okay, guys, don't forget this coming Wednesday. You don't want to forget, you don't want to miss. This coming Wednesday movie night. Guest host gotcha, man, because it's going to be great. And I will be there in chat with Capricorn 1. where NASA has to fake the landing on Mars. And the movie Corner Office, A Tale of an Alternate World. You're going to love it. This coming Wednesday, only on Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Until then, may God bless and protect you all.